What? It's like walking by like a GTA NPC interaction, man. Oh yeah, but I wanted to talk a little bit about this thing that happened the other day. Did you see this? So it was the Take Back Our Border convoy. All right. So some of you all may have watched the video. Some of you all didn't, which is honestly completely hecked up from you for not watching the video, because it was a bomb ass video. Okay. About us talking about what's going on at the border right now between Texas and Biden. All right. So you should watch that, because I'm not going to be going over everything here. Okay. So if you don't know, you should get to knowing, because I'm not going to be explaining everything for you. I'm sorry. Hate to say it. But basically, after what happened at the border with Texas and Biden, there was a convoy put together of conservatives who wanted to go down to the border to show their support for Abbott, and they wanted to have like a militia there to do stuff as well. They wanted a trucker organization to come down to. They wanted truckers to come by and help show their support for Abbott. Almost none of that stuff happened. There was a really weird Trump praising conspiracy theory party that happened by people in like complete full MAGA garb. They look like level 37. You know, you ever played like an RPG and you see somebody in like the full kit, or like a full set of gear, all from the same set at like a really high level? They're like level 57 MAGA mages, okay? In the full drip, okay? That went down there. Crazy stuff. Absolutely wild stuff that happened. I wanted to talk about it a little bit, but I wanted to see where it went first before I went to it. And I'm glad that I waited, because this is some wacky stuff that happened. Let me I think I might be able to show you. Here we go. Yeah. Protest convoy headed towards southern border. It's calling itself the Army of God. So the Army of God was going to show up, dude. I know Joe Biden must be quaking in he goddamn boots over the Army of God coming down. A trucker convoy of, quote, patriots is heading to the U.S. border with Mexico next week as a standoff between Texas and the federal government intensifies. The organizers of the Take Our Border Back convoy have called themselves God's Army and say that they're on a mission to stand up against the globalists, who they claim are conspiring to keep U.S. borders open and destroy the country. It's kind of wild how like 4chan conspiracy theories have made its way to like your average Republican. It's wild how susceptible your average Republican is to like the most vile, disgusting conspiracy theories to ever exist. They were just completely primed. They're like children. They're babies with a baby brain, and they'll believe anything as long as it supports their ideology. It's wild stuff. This is biblical, monumental moment that's been put together by God, one convoy organizer said in a recent planning call. We are besieged on all sides by dark forces of evil. This is the type of, it's like a quote from a character from a cartoon about fighting demons or something. My liege, we are besieged by all sides by the forces of evil. The Dark King wishes to take down our throne. Yeah. Yeah, it's like World of Warcraft NPC dialogue, and this is the type of stuff that they go crazy for, man. They go crazy for it. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the sons of God. It is time for the remnant to rise. The remnant is from the book of Revelations, are the ones who remain faithful to Jesus in times of crisis. Experts say that the Christian nationalist overtones and the rhetoric adds a dangerous dimension to the already fraught situation. When people believe that they are working on behalf of God, they might be willing to resort to relatively extreme measures. That's true. That's true. They might do something extreme after saying stuff like that. That'd be wild, don't you think? Prophets and Patriots, Faith and Democracy Across the Political Divide. Oh, their author. I might pick up this book. And so you have a politically volatile situation that could become much more so in part because of this rhetoric. The organized current plans for the convoy to depart Virginia Beach on Monday and snake down through the southeast, stopping over at Jacksonville, Florida, before making its way to several stops along the border. The convoy will then split up into separate rallies on February 3rd. Oh, it's today. It's today. One near Eagles Pass, Texas, one near Yuma, Arizona, and one near San Yistro. I don't speak Spanish. San Yistro, California. A group of 6 Patriot World influencers, welcome to Patriot World, including Kim Yeater, who runs a self-empowerment, self-help group, and an anti-voter fraud group, started organizing the convoy about a month ago. God's army is rising up. She said it in a planning call. We have been chosen for this time. We are the chosen ones. The convoy was originally intended to send a message to Biden's administration, secure our borders. On its website, all active retired law enforcement, military veterans, mama bears, elected officials, business owners, ranchers, truckers, pick your gender, chat. Bikers, media and law-abiding, freedom-loving Americans need to join the cause. Please just get into fantasy LARPing, I swear. You know what? We shouldn't have demonized LARPers that bad, because if they would have been just LARPing instead of trying to do it in the real world, I feel like this country would be a much better place. My pronouns are kiss my ass. My gender is F you. Yeah, how about that? Days later, recent events have significantly rose the stakes of the convoy, right? And then it is all the stuff that we talked about a little while ago. These latest developments have aroused civil war fantasies on fringe forums, as well as on social media accounts of GOP lawmakers, right-wing political commentators. They're talking about Tim Pool. That's a Tim Pool subtweet if I've ever seen one. On Thursday, Oklahoma Governor Ken Stitt and Newsmax host Carl Rigby mused about the possibility of a force-on-force conflict erupting between the federal government and the Texas National Guard. You know the craziest thing about this? I don't think that Joseph R. Biden Jr. has made a single statement about what Texas is doing on the border. I don't think he's made a single public statement about it, because this has been going on for like 2 weeks now. And I was checking every day to see if he'd made a comment so we could so the story can develop and we could see how this is gonna go. No, apparently not. Apparently he might. He did once on Twitter. He tweeted about it. I know he just keeps sending letters to Abbott telling him to let him into Shelby Park. And then Abbott keeps saying no, but I don't. Them truckers. He did on Twitter. He said something on what did he say on Twitter? Does anybody know? Because I didn't see that. Dr. Phil has come out against Joseph R. Biden Jr. Dr. Phil went down to the border to show his support for Texas Border Patrol keeping the federal government out. What the hell? Did you know that? I didn't see Dr. Phil. The guy who makes money off of abusing mentally ill people on his TV show went down to the border to abuse poor people for clout online.
During this border mission, Governor Abbott has said that the federal government has broken the pact between the United States federal government and the states. Governor Abbott says President Biden has refused to enforce those laws and has even violated them. The result is a humanitarian crisis unlike anything we've seen before, smashing records for illegal immigration by wasting taxpayer dollars to tear open Texas border security infrastructure. Governor Abbott says President Biden has enticed tens of thousands of illegal immigrants away from 28 legal entry points along illegal immigrants. Biden has enticed tens of thousands of illegal immigrants away from 28 legal entry points along the Texas border and into the dangerous and deadly waters of the Rio Grande.
How? By saving people from drowning? Just so you know, this is all about Republicans just wanting people to drown in the Rio Grande. That's literally what all this is about. They want more people to drown in the Rio Grande. Biden says people shouldn't be allowed to drown in the Rio Grande, and that's kind of it. It's about whether we should not let people drown in a river if we have the possibility of saving them. That's just it. He's not even a doctor. He's not even a real doctor. Is that true? He never got his MD or anything. So Abbott is having a play date with 14 other GOP governors at the border. Moment migrants are arrested. Small Texas city. State leaders confront Biden over border policy. Yeah, has Biden even? I mean, he said one thing, I guess. Has he said anything else? The only thing I can find is from 2021 on his scrub from the internet TV show House of Hatred. No, I did. I saw something about it, but no, I didn't look into it. Do you think Biden is just gonna pretend nothing's happening? You think he's just never going to talk about it? What do you think? No, this isn't about what's going on at the border right now between him and Abbott. This is just about the bill in Congress about border security that the Republicans are holding up. Completely different. Right down here, if he does. He's actually just. I think he might actually just pretend nothing's going on. And since there isn't a lot of there isn't like too much mainstream media coverage on this, a lot of like more quote unquote mainstream quote unquote left-wing media is just like pretending it's not really happening. They're just not talking about it, really. The only people who care seems to be a lot of conservatives, honestly. I think immigration has moved to like a really big point. I think it's unfortunate that a lot of those like big media conglomerates aren't talking about this as much, because it's letting the conservatives control the conversation around it, which is bad. I think it's terrible, actually. But I mean, it seems to just be happening that way. But yeah, I don't think there's anything really going on. Bro actually just does not. He might actually. You think he might not even know what's going on? You think he's just completely out of the loop? He just doesn't. He actually just doesn't know. They've been keeping it from him. The big focus has been on the Senate bill. Yeah, I know that. You know what they might be trying to do instead? You know what the game plan might be? Don't mention it up front, because it lets Greg Abbott do what he like, control the media cycle. Instead, talk about how Donald Trump keeps trying to like stop the Senate bill from being passed, so the border isn't fixed by the time the election rolls around, so he can use that as a talking point against Biden. I think that's probably the play. I think that's what his advisors are telling him. Just like, don't mention it yourself, just straight up. Only talk about it. Well, kind of like don't talk about it, really. Just don't talk about it at all. Talk about how Donald Trump is holding up the bill, and then just like keep it at that. I mean, I guess it's a decent play. He's letting Texas finish their little temper tantrum. I guess he might just every week he's just gonna send a letter asking to get back into Shelby Park to cut more wire, and that's kind of it. Anyways, the Convoy crowdfunded on Give Send Go has raked in more than $30,000 just this week, totaling nearly $50,000 by Friday. Okay, who gets that money? Are we about to see another like conservative crowdfunding money Houdini trick where somehow the money all disappears? It'd be funny. By Friday morning, they said, once willing to die defending this country, now willing to die protecting my family from what this country has become, said one donor who identified himself as a Navy vet. That did do 2 tours in Iraq. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take a stand against the devil's schemes. The devil's schemes are when Julia, 32, and her 2 kids drown in a river. So true. The devil works in mysterious ways, does it not? We're 1774 right now, said Chambers. Pete Chambers, former military commander who says he was a Green Beret. There's a war literally happening in America right now. This is what I'm telling you, dude. If you believe the country's at war, if you believe elections are rigged and they're not real anymore, if you believe in all these conservative conspiracy theories, what in the world are you to do besides like go out and kill people? If you just completely believe what they believe, Why shouldn't you just go out and kill people, right? It makes sense to them because they're crazy. Ads for the convoy have gone up on 40 digital billboards in Florida, Texas, Louisiana, and California. This isn't real. I'm not gonna say this isn't real, but like, no normal organizer buys billboards for this type of stuff. These people, they're like raking in money and using it on the weirdest things. Having billboards so more people can come out just on the road. 40 billboards? Aren't those things pretty expensive? Would they spend like half their money on billboards? I assume the other half didn't go to like food or anything down there. Maybe the other half went to gas. Who knows? In an interview with Vice News, organizer Scotty Sachs, who's the host of Sovereign Radio, said the convoy has nothing to do with the ongoing fight between Texas and the feds. We're not really focused on that, Sachs said. We're staying on course about making this peaceful assembly as large as we can make it, to make a statement to the federal, state, and local officials that we don't want open borders. There is no open borders. Thank you. But the temperature continues to rise around the Texas border with Mexico. As Donald Trump weighs in, all willing states deploy your guards and go to Texas to stop the illegals, all this type of stuff, right? Now, I will say, okay, some of you may have seen this, some of you might not have seen this, but while I was on conservative Twitter, okay, in my little conservative like bird watching account, I saw James Lindsay specifically talking about how conservatives shouldn't go to the border because he thinks it's a huge honey trap. It's a huge honeypot trapped by the feds to kill conservatives again, or something along those lines, right? So take a look at this. I'm not shocked people are walking into a huge trap, supposing it's actually happening. I'm shocked how easily it was to construct and execute against them. I think sometimes the harm of not acting is so great that it outweighs the fear of the trap and perhaps the potential harm as well. Courage has a way of winning, not always, but often. We'll see. You could be right, but most people don't live their lives on theory. Unrestricted warfare, military strategy. American citizens driving to the border may be a trap, but illegally crossing it isn't. Oh my gosh, so true. So this guy, along with a bunch of other conservatives, are like, dude, this is such a trap. We're gonna get blasted. We're gonna get obliterated. We got to be careful. But some are really mad at him. Holy shit, you've become so damn pessimistic and negative about everything. You won't let conservatives have a win or even just feel good about anything lately. So you've ostracized yourself from leftists, and now you push the right away from you. You criticize with no solution. We're all already in the trap unless you have a way off this planet. Holy crap. They're so dramatic. They're such babies and they're so dramatic. Fear rules their lives. It actually completely rules their lives. There's nothing else that these people have in their heart besides fear and anger. That's 100% it. We realize we may have infiltrators. There may be some people who try to subvert us, who jump in the convoy, provocateurs. We may have some, and they're going to have to deal with our security team. They'll be asked to leave. Holy shit. He's so strong. He's so strong and powerful. Anyways, with this being said, the convoy and people like them did come to the border. Some of them got there a little early and started to stake out. You saw some of the video that I had. There's a little bit more as well. It's very interesting stuff. It's very, very interesting stuff. You're like, what the f is happening? What the hell is happening down there, man? Okay, let's take a look. Okay, this person, okay, Alia Scootercast, okay, on Twitter, seems to be down there and recording a decent amount of stuff. It's pretty interesting. Like, yeah, you saw part of it already, but I wanted to play like a little bit more, and you didn't see it because she recorded some of this.
They grew up in Venezuela. They're coming across constantly. One of the main groups that brings Brett Weinstein just sent. Do you see that message he just sent? Anyway, one of the main funders.
The ADHD is getting into him up on stage.
Is the main funder, right? Her name's Baby. Another main funder, sure, actually is highest. The Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society. Jewish, right? This is quite interesting because they are actually funding the people. They're going to come to places like Fort Lauderdale, synagogues, and they're going to scream, Allahu Akbar! And they're going to shoot the shit out of them, right? And they're coming across the border, and it's being funded with Jewish money, right?
Yeah, and the reason why I paused it because the rest of it actually gets crazier. How he then talks about how Jewish money is leading the immigrants here. So his idea is that Jews are paying the Muslims to come here, and they scream Allahu Akbar in synagogues and shoot the shit out of them, and then they're going to shoot the shit out of the rest of us because the Jews keep letting the immigrants in illegally. So he's just a Nazi? I mean, like average Republican. It's closer to one now than closer to them now than they ever have been since the 50s. Since the 40s and 50s. How does this get more batshit? Listen, this entire channel is built off of looking at conservatives and me going, but wait, it gets crazier. And me going, in quote, but that's not it. And then showing you something even crazier than you thought that you were going to see originally. It happens a lot. Welcome to the crew. Welcome to the crew. I appreciate you. They want to be called Nazis. Oh, but it's a bad look. It's a bad look to be called Nazis. Dixiecrats have finally completed their takeover of the Republican Party. It's here. It's finally here. Many years later.
And highest.org has the names of many of the funders on their website. Our borders are wide open. It's our government that's doing it. It's not the Mexican government. It's the U.S. government is the main funder of what's going on. Anyway, I've said enough. Y'all have a nice day.
These people are so weird, man. This person who's down there too. Some Michael Yon simp just live streamed himself harassing me while I was responded by eating chips with my mouth open saying that's crazy. Oh, she wanted to see the video. But apparently the guy who was harassing her got his car impounded by the cops. In Quemato, Texas, sheriffs impounded the car and had him remove all his items from inside. When the tow truck arrived, he was able to pay on the spot and keep his car. Car owner says he has been investigating as a citizen journalist at the Firefly and Eagle Pass. He has the Trump cutout in his car. Remove all your items from the car immediately. Pulls out comically large Donald Trump cutout. Okay. All right, buddy. Just so you know, these are the people who say they're normal Americans and very normal and very not weird. We need mental health care immediately. We need it as soon as possible. Yeah, the comically slim, the Photoshop slim Donald Trump. He doesn't look like this. Bro is so, he's a fat, he's a little bit of a fatty, okay? He's a chubby boy. Like, just accept, you know how conservatives always view Donald Trump as like this ripped macho man when he's just a weird leaning weirdo who's chubby and eats and loves KFC and McDonald's burger? They enlarged his hands too. Of course. He wouldn't be a big man if he didn't have big man hands to grip other big men with. The hands are big so he can grip other big men as much as possible. Like, come on. What else are they for? He's got the Yowie hands. It's just crazy. Just pulling out the Donald Trump figure from the car.
It's the opposite. I mean, it's really frustrating to me. So
it's really I bet it is really frustrating. That sounds pretty frustrating, bestie. Sorry that happened to you. Okay, so wait, there was a Texas Republican who came down to the border too to say that Joe Biden has been putting Trump supporters on the terrorist watch list because they are Trump supporters.
In Joe Biden's America, if you're a MAGA Republican, you're on the FBI watch list.
Woo! It's so weird. It's so weird. Donald Trump is their Jesus. What the hell is this? Oh, they're wristbands. Is it like do not resuscitate, or is that supposed to be Trump? Join our Facebook group and get your... Does that say beta testing? What is that? Womenimpactingthenation.org. These are so abnormal people. Look at their weird buses, man. The group to get your... Is that says beta testing. Jim Mini Network. What the f is happening? What is this? AI-based user guidance, leverage generative something something, transform like chat GPT, facilitate automated conversational interactions. This tech, what's happening? Wait, did they print out his Telegram messages and then tape it to the table? All right. This is we're not dealing with normal mental illness anymore, chat. We're dealing with advanced illness. What would Donald Trump do? Literally the WWTSD. Well, WWTDS. What would Donald Trump do? Crazy. Wait, I didn't even notice this on their sign. On their take back the border sign, there's a typo. Peaceful Assembly, February the 3rd. I love that. Honestly, that's one of my favorite days. February the 3rd. I love that day. Gotta be up there with one of my #1 favoriteest days. They're such meat riders. I'm telling you, it's crazy how they're trying to ban birth control because they're on Trump's meat 24/7. I thought they need it. Okay, so there was that. There's some other people talking as well. But let's see.
We were in the Texas legislature today, and we're going forward with the Texas Attorney General this weekend, but we're now going to serve this directly to a Texian Ranger, and we're asking you humbly, Lieutenant Colonel Pete Chambers of the Texian Rangers, to please investigate the crimes against humanity in this document. Do you accept?
Yes, ma'am.
What? Crimes against, wait, what is she talking about? Crimes Texian. I've never, we're here with the Texian Rangers. Anybody ever known of a Texian Ranger? Crimes against humanity by the Joseph R. Biden administration. You know about this meeting? I'd love to talk to you. Yo, this goes crazy, man. I want to know more about these Texian Rangers and the crimes, the Joseph R. Biden. Weird sovereign citizen, fantasy land lark.
We were in the Texas legislature today.
Texian. I want same energy.
Somebody tag in Donald Trump. Donald Trump, if you can hear us, please, Donald Trump, please save me.
Save me, Orange Man. Orange Man. Orange Man, save me. Oh, please save me. Keep watching. I've seen that video before. What are you talking about? Everybody's seen that video before. Everyone's seen that video before. Deliver unto us, O Orange One. Please, I beg of ye. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Let's see if there's any. I want to see if there's any more out there.
God bless you all. Thank you for being here.
Oh yeah, I forgot Sarah Palin was down there too. I love America.
Yes, love you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah.
That boy's pants are way too tight for him.
Like the dog. Thanks, Sarah. Sincerely. Sarah, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Welcome to Texas.
Thank you.
It's crazy because Sarah Palin is one of the reasons why the Republicans almost lost the House in 2020, due to her, for the first time in 60 years, losing the singular Alaskan House seat. somehow she lost it. First time in 60, I think in at least over 60 years that it's happened. Crazy how that works out. Man has zero circulation in those legs. You think he's walking around? He bought like a exoskeleton to help them move instead. Just bzz, 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 one step after the next. Only way they can happen. Sarah Palin and Ted Nugent. Oh, that was Ted Nugget? They're part of God's army.
Awesome. Awesome.
I do want to thank you for being in the arena, knowing.
Look, there's the sign, the thirth. It's crazy.
Now, more than ever, it's required of us to stand up and fight for what's right. Because it's unconscionable, it's treasonous what our own federal government is doing to us in actually sanctioning an invasion, a foreign invasion of our country across that border. I know that you
guys know that. And I just want to speak on behalf of, well, every state now is a border state. Every state is affected. So for you all to be jumping in the arena, knowing that, like I say, now more than ever, we have to stand tall, we have to stand up and fight for what is right. Every violation of our charters of liberty that's going on right now, Article 1, Article 4, different clauses in our
Article 1, Article 4, Order 66. Every single one of the charters that we hold dear are being violated. We need to do something. An appeal to heaven is crazy. That's the Christian nationalist flag. That's the Christian nationalist flag down there. Yeah.
Charters of liberty that our federal government is sanctioning to allow this invasion. Like I say, if that's not treason, I don't know what treason is via our leaders. So for you all to be standing up and saying, you know what, enough is enough. We're not going to take it anymore. We're going to take our country back. You all, Texans, you're the epicenter of this. Thank you so much for being the activist, for being the hardworking, independent.
You know the craziest thing about this is that she's not talking. This is a non-Texan talking to mostly non-Texans. Remember, this is a convoy from people from other countries, specifically Virginia, and not Texas. Oh, that's crazy stuff. Transplants, some carpetbaggers. This is not as anywhere near as many people as I thought. So here's like an overview shot of all of them. I did really think there were going to be way more people. Like obviously, like there's like a decent amount of people, and also this shows you how conservatives. These people are kind of rich, right? Like look at them. They got like these people got like massive RVs that are painted with Donald Trump like logos and insignias. These aren't normal people, man. Normal people don't own this shit. What are you talking about? Yeah, so many F-150s with pristine, untouched beds. Wild how it works out, isn't it? The population of a small Texas town? Yeah, just about. Don't most truckers rent their trucks as well? Yes. Yeah, a lot of them bounce around from truck to truck. They don't actually have a specific truck as well. What the f is this?
America, we're taking that border back! Woo!
Not the damn mystery machine.
Okay, I'll look it up.
All the carbon emissions approaching San Antonio. Can you imagine if you're like not tapped into politics and you're like, what the hell is happening? Like in your small town, because basically nothing has changed near the border for like your average person, and then you're just driving to work one day. And then there's a bunch of these like American flag having ass F-150s with different state license plates, and you're like, what the f***'s going on, man? What the hell's happening? A decent amount of these are not Texas plates. Some of them are. We got Tennessee plates. Oh, there was a hailstorm as well. On the day that they were going to be protesting and moving, there was a hailstorm. I don't know if that's God's hail or something. Welcoming hail. Who knows? Then they packed up to a children's ranch. Oh, they're giving out little bag. They're giving away swag bags too. Oh, Cheetos, water. You got to get your meat in there. That's a lot of snacks. Cheetos, Fritos, Doritos. That's a lot of snacks. Monster Energy too. Soft lotion. Woke peanuts. Little woke nut. An orange Monster. Pringles. Okay, and a little bandana. The Bloods are here. Wait, what? They're fighting a street preacher? Now take our border back convo in Quemado? Is that how you pronounce it? Quemado? is attempting to get rid of street preachers who are shouting at the entrance of the ranch, "We are peace, they are evil." The convoy attendee shouts as he places loud bullhorn above them to draw out the sound. To drown out the sound, I think is what she meant.
You can't escape the wrath of God. The wrath of God remains on you. It remains on you if you're in sin. And the only way to escape it is to come to Jesus Christ. Don't talk to us. Don't talk to
Does that sign say "Got AIDS"? What does that say? Got AIDS yet? The most abnormal weirdo freaks I've ever seen in my entire life. Got AIDS yet? What the f? Okay. Listen, not that many gay people get AIDS anymore, but a whole lot of these straight white guys are dying of heart disease. So I'm just telling you, one of them's dropping like flies and the other one isn't as much. What the f is happening? Average conservative protest, just so you know. And that other guy was like, if you didn't know what he was doing, he had his bullhorn and he was playing the national anthem on it. This is actually Far Cry, if you think about it. He does actually look like a Far Cry villain. You're right. You got a point there, partner. Oh wait, near the end.
Let's make our way on inside. Let's not going to be a part of that. That is not who we are. We don't hate people because they're gay. We don't hate people because of how they dress. We're not here for hating anyone. We're here to protect children and these United States from an invasion at this southern border. We're not here about whatever it is they're talking about. They're detracting from a beautiful and peaceful message. That's not who we are.
Guys, I promise we're not racist or sexist or homophobic. Please, I beg of you, you have to understand. The people who we attract and the people who we vote for are not us. I promise. I promise. Standing entry not allowed inside. No, event. Migrants arriving 5 miles away. Crowd of God's army at the convoy. So this is 8 hours ago. This is today. Just so you know, the rally is supposed to be happening today. I mean, you know, that is some people, I can't lie. It's not nobody who showed up. Man, they have so much Trump memorabilia. You think they, like, each one of them has spent like $5,000 each on Trump stuff? It's kind of crazy if you think about it. Trump's their new god. He is. I mean, it's a reasonably sized crowd. You know, it's not, I wouldn't say it's super tiny. Think of the children. Think of the kids. It's not super tiny. But for, I don't know, trying to take back the entire border, I'm not sure about all that. The border, the convoy is not boring. What happened?
You're just full of shit, buddy. You're full of shit. You're full of shit. You're full of shit. You're full of shit. I'm sorry, calm down. You're full of shit. You just talk shit. That's all you do is talk shit.
Behold the army of God.
Fucking control me, mother.
He just wait, did he just say that he was Pfizer? He was being paid by Pfizer? Or wait, did he see that he was the reason why he's acting like that is because he got the Pfizer shot? Okay.
Yeah, right. Where did you see Pfizer on my truck?
The Fauci ouchie.
By who?
My constitutional right to say fake news.
Yeah, you're full of shit.
You may want to get another job.
I own this company. What do you mean get another job?
You don't work for a local network?
No.
I'll delete the video. Sorry.
It's like walking by like a GTA NPC interaction, man. This is how you walk up to this in an RPG and it starts a new quest. Follow that guy to see if he goes to a local news organization. This is about to start a follow mission. You have Pfizer. You're bought and paid for. There's no Pfizer on my truck. You spread fake news, local newsman. I own this truck. You're not a part of the fake news media? No. All right, goodbye. What the hell's happening? What are these people? Well, I'm glad that got cleaned up. The true NPC. All right. And this is the evil that these people are trying to stop. Listen, here it is. As you see, the very effective barbed wire has it's done a lot. It's done a lot, as you can see. Crazy stuff. Remarkable. Honestly, defenders of America to do all that. Wow. Oh, there's a guy doing free haircuts. What's happened? Oh, they're baptizing people as well. They got like a pig trough and they're baptizing people in it.
The truth is, we just about quit waving.
I now baptize you in the name of the Father, and the Son, and in the Holy Spirit.
Right in her own homeland.
Sins, I baptize you in the mighty name of Jesus.
She's been burned.
Praise the Lord.
He's back. He was gone, but now he's back. He's so back. They are so back. Do you think some of the 50K went to the baptism trough? What do you think? So after this, apparently a serious incident happened. Serious accident with a fire engine car that crashed into a fence on Del Rio Boulevard in Queimado. 2 people were rushed to the hospital. Yo, what the what the hell? Bad omens, man. Bad omens, man. All right, well, that seems to be what's going on at the Take Back Our Border convoy. All right, then. Interesting stuff. You know what's interesting is that a lot of like the conservative I didn't see anybody like mention the conservative talking heads that went there. None of them went down there. The ones who like talk about the border like online so much. Literally, I don't think anybody went. Ben Shapiro didn't go. Walsh or any of the Daily Wire boys didn't go. None of them went. The Geico caveman went? Dude, even the Geico caveman went there, dude. But none of these talking heads went? Like, come on. Somebody's got to step up here. Somebody got to stand on business. Okay, then. Cool stuff. You love to see it, don't you, chat? Did we learn something new today, chat? I think so. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it. Thank you, Boo.